KHOU 11 News This Morning starts now.
And we know a lot of you will hit the road today for Thanksgiving tomorrow, and Texas state troopers are out there watching. We have the message that they're sending this morning.
President Trump sides with the Saudi Arabian government after the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. We're going to explain his decision.
Plus, before you cook your Thanksgiving meal, better check your fridge. If you have any romaine lettuce, you need to throw it away. We're going to see why the CDC is so concerned about that. Good morning, Houston. Thanks for waking up with us nice and early this morning. It's 4:30. I'm Russ Lewis.
I'm Lisa Hernandez. It's Wednesday. It is November 21st. The grocery stores were bananas this week.
Really?
I made the mistake of going last night. What am I thinking? Cheetah, is your shopping done? And also, what are current temps?
You and me both. I know. Grocery stores are crazy, and even the parking. I mean, it is. If you've waited, you're like us, and you're going to fight the crowds. You're also going to need to grab the jacket, grab the coat. So a couple things for today. Most of the day is dry. We start the morning off dry. Try to get any shopping or your errands done before about 4 o'clock this afternoon. That's because the chance for showers will pop in later today. So cloudy skies on the radar. Let me broaden this out. Moving in here from South Texas and to Mexico, you can see some of the rain. So this is that upper area of low pressure. It's going to slide right along our Gulf area, and then it's going to kick off to the east by our overnight hours into tomorrow. Speaking of Thanksgiving, fastly approaching, right? Tomorrow morning, we will start off with about a 30% chance for a few showers from about 4 to 7. Then that dwindles down to about a 20% chance. And then by 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Lots of sunshine by the afternoon. So Doug, shaping up to be a nice Thanksgiving afternoon.
Okay, thank you, Cheetah. Looking into the maps this morning, traffic nice and light for you. About what you'd expect for the day before a holiday at 4:31 in the morning. This is the East Freeway at Federal. Very light conditions in both directions. Actually a little bit lighter than usual, even for the east side where they tend to wake up earlier with all the refineries and factories over there. Looking to the maps this morning, nice green roads. So no issues getting to either of the big airports this morning, whether you have someone flying in, flying out. So you're not going to have any problems getting to Bush or Hobby Airport. Grand Parkway to downtown on I-10, the East Freeway, right now running at 29 minutes. Lisa?
All right, Doug, thank you. Texas state troopers are in crackdown mode, trying to prevent crashes like this here. They are reminding drivers if you see a disabled car on the side of the road, you need to move over or slow down. David Gonzalez talked with the trooper about the initiative.
Flashing red and blue lights warn drivers that troopers are ahead. Many times they're helping stranded drivers.
I see a lot of folks in my day-to-day routine where they are changing tires on the side of the road. It's extremely dangerous.
The law requires drivers to move over to the next lane or slow down at least 20 miles an hour below the speed limit for law enforcement, EMS, or fire crews on the side of the road with their lights on. But often that doesn't happen.
You look at an 18-wheeler traveling at a certain speed and they get within a couple of feet of you, it brings to mind that you could have been hit and you could have been killed.
So far this year, DPS troopers have issued more than 32,000 warnings and citations. The move over law now includes giving room to tow trucks and tech-stop vehicles.
It saves lives.
If you get pulled over, a ticket will cost you about $200.
Oh boy, 2 workers at a massage parlor in Richmond went to jail charged with prostitution. Fort Bend County deputies executed a search warrant at Yes Massage, which is in a shopping center on Crab River Road. Pearland wants any new massage parlors in that city to get a conditional use permit or a cup before they can open for business. A massage studio owner is leading the charge on that. She says that Pearland has several brothels that are disguised as massage parlors. And we checked, we found a website dedicated to reviewing those illegal businesses. The city thinks that a stricter permit will keep them from opening in Pearland.
It's part of an application process to say, I have a certain type of business and I'd like for this business to be in this area. Do these things make sense?
I think we need to do something. And here in Pearland, I'm really excited that we're taking the first steps to make change.
Pearland's Planning and Zoning Committee gave the cup requirement the green light earlier this week. It'll now go on to the City Council.
Now to new questions about the head of the Catholic Church here in the Houston area. Cardinal Daniel DiNardo leads the Archdiocese of Galveston, Houston. He also leads the Conference of Bishops in the U.S. He's been a vocal critic of how the Vatican has handled the church's sex abuse scandal. But now there's evidence the church failed to deal with 2 credible accusations of abuse right here in the Houston area. CBS News confronted him about it during a church event.
Are you aware that you have 2 priests with credible sexual abuse allegations currently in active ministry in your diocese?
It depends what names you're talking about.
DiNardo is promising that the church will release a list of the priests accused of abuse here in the Houston area, but the alleged victims of those priests worry the church will leave them off the list. Much more on this on CBS This Morning, starting at 7 a.m.
President Trump says he is sticking by Saudi Arabia even after the CIA concluded that the Saudi Crown Prince ordered the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Khashoggi was killed after entering the Saudi consulate in Turkey last month. The president says he's just not willing to jeopardize our business relationship with Saudi Arabia.
If we broke with them, I think your oil prices would go through the roof. They're paying us $400 billion plus to purchase and invest in our country.
Leaders of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee now want President Trump to determine who's responsible for Khashoggi's death. President Trump has turned over some written answers to the special counsel's questions now about Russian meddling in the 2016 election. Robert Mueller is trying to figure out if the Trump campaign coordinated with the Russians. Neither the questions nor answers was made public. The president has repeatedly denied that his campaign worked with the Russians.
Firefighters look to have the upper hand on massive wildfires in California, but now residents there are dealing with the threat of mudslides. Rainfall expected over the next 3 days is forecast at the town of Paradise, where the Camp Fire destroyed thousands of acres. The death toll is now at 81, with hundreds still accounted for. Charred hillsides have no vegetation to hold back debris as rain moves in. So many people have lost so much out in California. We're asking Texans to help the fire victims out west by going to KHOU.com/California Giving. Even the smallest donation can make a big difference to those in need. 4 people, including 2 children, are dead after a fire ripped through their home in New Jersey. Investigators say 3 bodies were found badly burned inside the home. A 4th body was found out front. Investigators believe that fire was intentionally set.
Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg told CNN he has no plans to resign. Some stockholders do want him to step down. They're upset about a New York Times investigation that said Facebook tried to hide Russian interference before the 2016 presidential election. Well, if you have any romaine lettuce in the fridge, throw it out, and do it now. That's the warning from the CDC this morning. E. coli has left nearly 3 dozen people sick. Right now, the CDC is trying to figure out the source of that contaminated romaine lettuce. We know, though, there are no E. coli cases reported yet in the state of Texas.
So this particular strain of E. coli we call Shiga toxin producing E. coli. This toxin actually damages red blood cells and can cause them to break apart. These broken apart red cells then can clog up the kidneys essentially and lead to kidney failure.
The CDC also wants you to disinfect the part of your refrigerator where any romaine lettuce was stored.
God, it's tough to think. I mean, I have romaine. I have to get that out of the fridge. I just heard this last night, so some cleaning to do.
The problem is until the CDC figures out which farm or part of the country it came from, all romaine lettuce is considered bad.
It's all gotta go.
Yeah.
Cheetah, there's no recalls on pies at the moment, so you might not be able to have your salad, but the rest of the stuff.
That romaine lettuce pie is out.
That's true.
It's Thanksgiving.
I was going to say, you went pie. I was going to say, what about kale or cabbage? But we can go directly to pie. You know, I like that trend a little bit better. Let's talk about airport travel. If you are up early this morning with your family, we're with you here in spirit. Hopefully you'll have easy traveling conditions throughout the day. So far across the state, we're not looking at any airport delays, and even across the country this morning, no airport delays. Yesterday, my eyes were on the Northeast. Today, my eyes are actually out west. Big system moving into the Pacific Northwest. Today, it's all about how cold the air is going to be across portions of the Northeast. That's what you're going to be hearing about on a national scale. So if anything, we really have the best holiday weather even across the country. I mean, right smack dab in the central part of the country, we're looking at temperatures slightly below where we should be both today and tomorrow. But and that sunshine going to help conditions feel pretty nice. Low 40s this morning. Live look over downtown. Visibility is not an issue, even though we are starting off with some clouds. Cloud cover will continue for most of the day. You'll see peaks of that sunshine here and there. About a 30% chance this afternoon of of some of the scattered showers pushing in. That's all thanks to this upper area of low pressure. So coast to coast, rain moving into the west coast, cold air continuing to dive into the northeast, and then our showers will kick in after about 4 o'clock this afternoon. So any errands or anything that you need to get done early, you should be dry. On your 7-day forecast, chilly, dry start to the day. This afternoon, you have about a 30% chance for some of those showers to kick in. We should be about 71 for this time of the year, so about 10 degrees below average. Similar for tomorrow, and then rain returns Friday. But thankfully, Doug, 70s quickly push in before our next cold front arrives on Sunday.
Okay, thanks, Cheetah. Looking to the maps and TransStar this morning, traffic is very light. It's the day before a big holiday. I think that we are not going to have the normal rush hour today. I think traffic's going to be a little lighter than usual. It tried to be like that yesterday, but we just had so many crashes. So just take your time. Road's nice and dry for now. Looking to the Katy Freeway at Post Oak on Houston TransStar, you can see you're moving at about 60, 65 miles per hour in both directions. So the roads are nice and green for you this morning. If you're coming in from the north side, good morning to you. Spring, the Woodlands, Montgomery County, Conroe, 1488 to downtown. It's going to take you about 31 minutes right now. Hardy Toll Road also moving at 68 miles per hour, so it's just as nice. East Tex freeways, you come in from Humble and Kingwood, 27 minutes to get from the Grand Parkway on into downtown. Guys.
Thank you, Doug.
It is 4:41 on the nose this morning. If your favorite part of the Thanksgiving dinner is dessert, we're showing you how to make one unique dish that'll make your meal a hit.
And we know Thanksgiving is all about giving thanks and being grateful, but if you show up as a guest at dinner, we're going to talk about etiquette, and we're going to fix this line on the prompter when we come back. Stay with us.